we're gonna go this route.
Tristana going in.
Today's video is likely going to be short but sweet. I came back from vacation. I had a big pile of work, and then yesterday I lost power for a good chunk of the day, which meant that I have not yet caught up on many of the things that I needed to do. It's also why there was no video yesterday. So for today's video, we're going to pick a deck that I've been enjoying lately. I played this on stream a lot last night. This is a Bandle City Allegiance deck. Monty, I believe, is the person who posted it on Twitter, and I stole it from them, and so far I've been enjoying it. So I'm going to very quickly highlight the key points of the deck, but I'm not going to do a full breakdown because it again is Monty's deck, not my own. And then I'm going to play a game and you can see the deck in action. If you just care about the gameplay, you can use time tags and go ahead and jump ahead to that. If you want to copy the deck code will be in the video description. Link to Mobalytics will be in the video description. But we're going to go through this and then I'm going to play a game so that I can get back to trying to play catch up after just everything that's been going on. So right out of the gate, we've got a bunch of early game, and we are also focusing very heavily on Bandle City because the entire crux of this deck is kind of abusing Gruff Grenadier and just the sheer power of Bandle City. Bandle City is just a bit pushed right now. It's got a lot of value in it. It reminds me of early Targon in many ways, but a faster play pattern exists because of the strength of the early game units. And also in this deck in particular, you are playing off of the strength of units with impact. So we are running 3 copies of Tristana with enough multi-region units that we can get her leveled, and then she'll start granting things impact. We're also running 3 copies of Tenor of Terror, and this is one of the ways that we're abusing impact. And then we've also got Bandle Gunners. Now, while this is primarily Bandle City, we are running 2 copies of Splinter Soul and 2 copies of Atrocity. Atrocity is really here for a late game finisher. It works very well with both Bandle Gunners because of their spell shield, as well as with just a giant, Tristana. I moused over Poppy. Poppy's in here as a one of because you can also go very wide with this list, but Tristana gets rather large as well, and so she's great to pair with Atrocity. You can also play both in the same round, so that is sometimes nice as a late game finisher, or again, as I said, the spell shield protecting your Bandle Gunners is usually a go-to. Splinter Soul is in here because there are a number of really useful targets for it, specifically something like Aloof Travelers, which, as we know, is kind of an annoying thing for your opponent. You get that trigger because it's a summon effect. We've got Gruff Grenadier. Again, Allegiance is a summon effect, so we can get that trigger. We've got Tenor of Terror, as long as you're using it on the 2/3 body. Again, you guessed it, you get a summon effect if you've already got it activated, so you get benefits there. And then the big one is, ironically, Bandle Gunners, because while you don't get the 7/7 body, what you do get is you still get a spell shielded unit if the Bandle Gunners still has spell shield, but then you get impact twice because it's going to copy the unit that has impact and then it's going to grant it impact again. And so I've won games where I just swing with a 1/1 that is dealing 9 damage to the Nexus. And so Splinter Soul, really solid. Obviously you're running cards like Bandle City Mayor and Loping Telescope as ways to kind of extend your board state. Commando is great here as well. One of the great ways that you can just start with an opener is like any 1-drop, but if you can go Commando into a Mayor, if you're swinging on 2 with Commando, you'll have the Owlcat. So then when you play Mayor, as long as the Mayor isn't instantly sniped, and that does happen quite a bit because people don't like Mayor, you can then play the Owlcat for free. The Owlcat is a created card, which then means on the following round, whether they've killed your Mayor or not, you can do something like develop Tenor with the trigger, which is a really powerful turn 4 play. So this is just a really great deck, kind of swarming the board, doing those things. And so we're going to go play a game on it so you can see it in action. And we'll do that now. Well, we're going to be diving right into the teeth of the meta here. Starfish. Coming to do Starfish type things. I think we will keep the Tristana, keep the Telescope, send the rest back. We'd like a 1-drop, but we don't end up with it, so we'll go this route instead. Looks like we're waiting for our opponent to finish the mulligan. There we go. And now we have an even more interesting dilemma regarding what we're going to do on round 3. We certainly take the telescope here. Wow. This is not necessarily an easy decision just because the elusive here is very relevant, but the ranger here is rather nice. So we're going to go with the ranger because if we can stick the mayor, and I know that's a pretty big if, but if we can stick the mayor this next round, we'll get some quality discounts going. I think we want to go with the mayor. I normally like getting Tristana down, and I was kind of hoping this was going to give us something a bit cheaper, but I think we have to go with the mayor and hope that we get something like the Protoporo or again, kind of something in that vein, because we want to have played a created card so that we can get these up and running. Like, these are the real benefits here. They're not actually sad. They're playing a Nami list, and we do find the Protoporo, so we expect, yeah, them to have an answer, which is unfortunate because it means we do not get the opportunity to play this for free, which would have been nice setting these up, but we can play it next round. So we're going to go ahead and go Tristana into the Poro. We're still seeing no responses. They must have all of their reactionary options. And we kind of catch a break there. The Make It Rain not hitting the Protoporo meant we could push a significant amount of damage. Alright, so Nami comes down. We're at a pretty severe disadvantage now because Sparkle Fly will likely come down and just reset all of the damage that we've done, but we really wanted the tenors to trigger. So here's the crescendum. Not a lot we can do about that. Well, we can do this and pray that they don't have too many speedy spell options here.
Let the tide carry you.
So we're gonna throw the pokey stick at it as well. And of course they also have the vigor. So as I was saying before, they're going to play a Sparkle Fly, which will just reset everything that we were working so hard for. All right, we get another pokey stick. But we're gonna go this route.
Tristana, going in.
And hope. This is likely, it's gotta be the Buster Shot. Targeting our Tristana, which is not great for us, but
Ride with the surf.
yeah, there she blows.
Ride the surging tides.
There she blows. And I think we're just dead. I can't think of anything that we're going to draw that actually saves us from the Sparkle Fly here.
Darkness cometh.
I think what we are going to do is we'll go ahead and use this. We really wish that this was something else, but we're gonna go ahead and do this. Naturally, they've also got the burble. Alright, so they did sequencing that way because they wanted the healing after we had done a bunch of the damage. Biggest issue now, however, for them anyway, is that the burble fish will be catching all of the buffs. And so if they don't have something to buff the health, we might get away with a pokey stick buying us some time. So, moment of prayer.
Ride the surging tides.
So they push more damage via the burble. And with us at 5, I think you just have to hope that they can't burn us out. We're gonna do this into a buster and then try to set up Poppy. This is just gonna be another Sparkle Fly. And so with 2 cards left in hand, you have to hope. You have to pray that maybe they're running out of steam.
Let the tide carry you.
All right, a couple of different ways that we can navigate this round. We have the Atrocity, but they're nowhere near low enough for us to get a victory that way. And so I think instead what we are supposed to do is either develop the Gunners or potentially the Poppy for the going wide. Let's go ahead and do this. And overwrite this with Poppy potentially.
Ride the surging tides. All right, team. Adventure time. Ride
So they also had another Hush as well. Okay. We're still gonna send everything. I think you have to. Because depending on how things go, we might actually have an out with Atrocity.
partner.
It's not likely, but on the off chance that they
Stop me.
kind of block just enough. All right, so we at least get rid of the Sparkle Fly. We've got them top decking. They have enough elusive damage to threaten lethal, but we have the Atrocity with the Grenadier. And so you just have to hope that whatever this is doesn't also buff health. If it's just a spell, the 4 is enough. So we don't die. We got that going for us.
Ride the surging tides.
And a couple of different ways that we can navigate this, but I really feel like
All right, furballs.
Tristana makes the most sense here.
Ride with the surf.
because Tristana means this has impact. We get the scout attack.
Move aside, small fry.
And so we should have, I think, just worn this out via attrition. Like, we're making them have to use everything here,
Stop me.
and they will just be top decking. So I guess I'm wrong. I guess they have figured out how to save the Nami. But we should still be in relatively good shape. All right, let's take the telescope here. Oh, hello. So we're gonna take some damage from the Admiral, but we're still alive. Just gonna go ahead and silence this now and get that surrender. So went into the teeth of the meta, had to fight for it, but I think that was a well-earned victory. Feeling pretty good about it.